All right, you probably clicked on this video because you want to see my call with Alex Hormozi, so here it is.
Yeah, Alex, dude, I appreciate you hopping on call. I booked this in, obviously, paid a ton of money for this because, you've inspired me a lot, and I wanted some help in this new AI era businesses. I wanted your advice.
Dude, it's pretty simple. You just have $100 million offer and then run ads with $100 million and then make sure you create a $100 million money model so you're not losing money. It's baby work here.
Okay, I mean, I've read all of your books. It's just not really clocking to me right now. It's not clocking to me.
Well, I'm fucking rich and worth billions, so stop being retarded and let me help you with.
What's that?
Well, since you're poor and can't afford my services, I compiled all of my genius into an AI. So you can talk to my AI like a geek because you're too poor to actually talk to me.
Okay, well, that's awesome, Alex. I appreciate that a lot. That actually means a lot.
Yeah, man. So I'm going to slam 60 grams of Premier Protein, eat 1 pound of chicken, eat 1 tub of Chobani yogurt with some cereal in it, then hit my workout without the use of any steroids at all.
Okay.
Hormozi always says, make offers so good it makes people feel stupid for saying no. So in this video, hopefully you're gonna watch me start a business with Alex Hormozi and sign a client within 12 hours. Well, what do I mean by with Alex Hormozi? Before I get into that, my name is Kudus. I live in New York City. I have a SaaS company currently that's done almost a couple $1 million in revenue, which is pretty cool, but I'm not gonna leverage any of my network or my existing business or anything like that to start this new business and sign a client. So I can promise you that for any beginner, this is the best possible thing. A lot of beginners get stuck on how, to outreach clients, what to sell, how to create an offer. It's so overwhelming, and I completely understand. I've been there. This is what Alex Hormozi is. This is Alex Hormozi, not in the flesh, in computer form. So what this is Alex Hormozi just recently launched a book. It was called $100 Million Money Models. And in the book, he basically, during the launch event, if you donate $200, you get an AI version of him that's, basically he's consulted over 1,026 businesses. And all of this AI is data driven. So it'll show you, whatever your bottlenecks are in your business, how to create an offer, what to sell, what to price it at, all that stuff. And it's basically, personal AI Alex Hormozi consultant, as you can say. What we'll do in this video is quickly we're gonna go over offer creation using ACQ AI. So we're gonna create an offer. We're gonna make a landing page. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that in real time. We're gonna set up 1,000 emails a day. So basically there's only 4 ways to get clients. Like I said, I'm not gonna leverage my existing clientele or users or my brand at all. So I'm not gonna do any warm outreach. I'm gonna do strictly cold outreach. I'm not gonna do paid ads because a lot of people, when they begin, don't really wanna put money into paid ads, right? You wanna have a free source or at least something very close to free. And content, it's kind of unpredictable. I mean, I post a video, I don't know when I'm going to get a client. We can't do that in 12 hours, okay? I'm going to show you guys how to do lead scraping. I'm going to also pull some AI magic on the leads. This is completely optional. I'm also going to write the email using AI. I'm going to wait for replies when they come in. So at the end of the video, the worst case scenario is that we get interested replies with our offer. Best case scenario, I sign a client, okay? And number 8 is I'm going to start hard closing leads. You're going to hopefully see me on the phone calling some interested replies that came in. And this is how you can start and sell a service in minutes, okay? And this is going to be really, really cool and really useful for anyone because you don't need to spend hours on a logo and all these things. So let's get right into it with offer creation. So quickly, offer creation. I had an idea for a very specific offer and it was actually creating websites for businesses that don't really have the best websites. You've seen those companies sometimes, like locksmiths or roofing companies or whatever type of home service companies, usually end up having a pretty old website or just not a good website. So what I was going to do is actually offer them a free website, a completely free one, and they also pay me a reoccurring fee on the back end to host the website, right? Maybe I'll charge $197 a month, and I can frame it as hosting the website plus unlimited revisions, unlimited changes that you want to make to the website, maybe throw in a free AI chat bot, something like that. And I'll show you how to do that. Very, very easy. But again, I've never done this offer. This is completely new. And a lot of people want to out the gate start selling, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 offers. But let's just see. So offer creation, I kind of want to sell to home services, okay? Or just companies with bad websites. I'm just writing notes here. And if you guys know Alex Hormozi's $100 million offer equations, we're going to look it up right now real quick. So as you can see, I just looked it up real quick, and it's value is derived by your dream outcome multiplied by your perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay times effort and sacrifice. Basically what this means is they're going to get a free website. That's their dream. Well, actually no. The dream outcome when they get a free website is to get more leads, right? More conversions, essentially, right? More sales for their business. So let's just frame it as the dream outcome is sales for more leads and sales for their business. Okay, that's their dream outcome. So let me just put dream outcome here. Okay, and we're gonna all verify this, but this is just me spitballing. Perceived likelihood of achievement. I mean, achievement will be 100% because we're gonna make sure that they have a really good website. So website is free and will convert more because it will be simple for users to give their information. And then for time delay, right? How long is it going to actually take for them to see, success? Well, we could basically implement the website within 24 hours or less, which is a really good thing. And then the sacrifice on their end is basically nothing. We'll do all of the work. Plus website design, plus setup, plus AI chatbot stuff, whatever. So this is essentially what I'm thinking to do, and I want to price this at around, let's say, $197 a month, okay? And this is the thing. A lot of you guys are like, dude, I don't want to freaking work for $197 a month. Well, okay, that's fair, but you got to realize this is just the entry front-end offer to cold traffic, right? We're giving them a free website. This is a sick offer. You don't want to come out the woodworks and say, hey, I'll generate you 30 appointments or get you 1 million leads and do your Facebook ads for $2,000 a month. Like no one, you got to have a little bit that they could chew on, and then there's much higher probability that they will buy something else from you. So we can create upsells in this situation. And that's what $100 million money models is all about. So we can create an upsell for the AI chatbot. We can probably create an upsell where, maybe if they pay for, for the hosting up front, then we'll give them 50% off, right? So let's say we do like a buy 6 months of hosting, get 6 months for free. So let's say, the 197 would be times 12 would be $2,364. And then, we'll give them that for half price. So that will be like $1,182. So we're going to charge them, $1,200. We could even do 60% off. Because I'm sure this will be like almost 100% margin, right? So let's ask Alex Hormozi if he thinks this is a good thing. Alrighty, so let's ask Alex Hormozi if this is a pretty decent offer, what we have written down here so far. And so quick intake, I just told it to forget everything it knows about my business. And it's asking me a bunch of, things like what's my primary goal, midterm income, long-term asset, etc. That's all fair, but I'm just going to give it something brief. I'm going to say, well, I want a small reoccurring business I can quickly take to 10 to 20K a month. Here's the offer that I have in mind, and I'm thinking to sell this to home service businesses or avatars you think don't have the best websites or something like that. And let's see what Hormozi comes up with.
A few moments later.
Quick clarifier so I can lock the right place. Solid direction to sharpen it into grand slam offer that actually hits 10 to 20K MRR fast. I need 4 quick answers. Pick one niche to start. Roofers, plumbers, HVAC, remodelers, landscapers, other. So we could do national, and I can serve, man, this is a tough one. HVAC, plumbers, blah, blah, blah. Let's do a little bit of research first. Let's see who has like some pretty bad websites. So a quick experiment is I'm going to check generally what roofing companies, for example, have pretty bad websites. I would think, I live in New York, so I think that people in New York probably have more decent businesses than the ones that are like in the middle of Alabama. So let's just say roofing company Alabama, okay? Just do a little bit of an eye test, okay? So we have Blair Commercial Roofing serves Alabama. Let's click here, and then we're gonna get, let me actually make my face smaller here. So it doesn't seem like they have a website right now, which is kind of weird, but let's just say, okay, Alabama Roofing website. Wow, okay, this is a pretty decent website. Technically, I mean, I could say that like, yeah, I mean, we could definitely improve their conversions by making the form the first thing that people see. But okay, let's just say eye test. Now let's go to Alabama plumbers. Again, here we're just trying to do a quick eye test. On-time service. Okay, so let me see here. Website, North Alabama Plumbing Company. This is pretty cool. They got the little water design going here and stuff. Okay, not bad at all. Not bad. Does look a little bit old. Could be a lot better for sure. Okay, so far plumbing is this is, I would consider, probably one of the good ones, right? Plumbers, I don't think really give a crap about websites. So let's go into HVAC. Alabama HVAC contractor climate control. He has the best. Let's see, because this is okay. This is a legit company. Oh crap! All right, they're freaking killing it. All right, Alabama cooling or whatever this is. Decent. So far, plumbing was like mid, kind of. Remodelers probably have some good websites in my opinion, only because they're remodeling, so they're doing some beautiful work, so they really do have to. But still, I mean, this is kind of old, right? Like Alabama construction, whatever. Yeah, that's not even the best right here. Remodeling here. They got 5-star reviews, 10 of them. This one doesn't even really load. It's kind of slow. Okay. Allow. This is bad. Guys, come on. What are you guys doing here? Hello? Hello? All right. This is cooked. This guy's cooked. This guy is freaking cooked. All right. Construction pros. Okay, I think I went through this. Wait, is that like the same website? Like it was like the design was, I think they just like templated that thing. That's crazy. Okay. I think we could definitely overall give them pretty nice websites. So far I can serve, okay, let's just write it down here. We had plumbers and remodelers. That's a pretty good one. And then let's see, Alabama landscaping. Landscape creations. Okay, this is probably, okay, they have a website. Ooh, not really the best website, to be honest, but still a pretty decent job. Yeah, I mean, pretty decent job. I think we could probably do, I mean, all these guys seem like they need help, like some type of help, right? Like something. National. And I can serve plumbers, remodelers, or landscapers. I can't really decide, so I'll just say you can decide for me based on who you think can afford it. And then fulfillment, how many sites can you launch per day? I can launch 50 to 100 websites per day. Acquisition, I want to do cold email. And the reason why I'm going to do cold email for the acquisition channel is pretty simple. It's because I can virtually door knock thousands of people every single day. So I can't, leverage my personal brand or my audience, so warm outreach is out of the question. With cold outreach, I can use Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever, but I don't want to manually send all these different DMs. I'm going to go to sleep here while I'm sitting at this computer chair. So I'm just going to click a button with some softwares, set up a bunch of domains and inboxes, and send like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 emails a day and see what I can get with that. I don't have case studies, but I can offer to give them a free website I built for them, and I automated the process with AI. And I'll show you how to do that, because AI does a lot of cool things. I mean, if you use anything like ChatGPT, you know how powerful it's gotten. And let's see what Alex Hormozi comes up with.
One eternity later.
Come on, Hormozi. I'm waiting for the offer so I could show the people. Okay, one play. Turn your offer into a grand slam for plumbers. Setup fee plus continuity plus proof first cold email. You're close. Right now, reach cheap websites. That's a commodity. We need category of one, an offer with unmatched value prop, bold guarantee, and money model that funds growth. That's a grand slam offer. Okay, so what are we talking here? $9.97 activation, $197 a month. Okay, make the guarantee a feature, not an afterthought. Okay, so don't sell websites, show outcomes, send each prospect a live preview link. I like these outreaches right here. The city, plumbers, we rebuilt your emergency page, saw your site, hard to call on mobile. I built a one screen tap to call page, 24-hour install if you want it. CTA want the link or reply yes and I'll ship it live in 24 hours and then use a hook, clear call out value in one line. Hooks are the first impression, optimize them. They are 5 to 10x attention win rates. Proof plan, no case studies, run 5 pilot installs, capture raw before, after, call logs, whatever. So math, 100 clients, about 19.7K MRR, 99.7K cash from activations. Your 50 to 100 a day capacity makes this real. Okay, so I'll say, what if I waive the activation fee if they pay for the hosting up front? And I do a buy 6 months and get 6 months free offer. The thing is, I don't want to run some pilot. I actually want to collect cash on this video, and I also I don't want to start with something that's like $1,000 or whatever. I want to just get a little bit of money, get someone's foot through the door, and then later on we can charge activation once we have testimonials and things like that. So if we front load customers, meaning that if we just charge $197 up front without a setup fee, more conversions, but higher risk. And if we do the backload, which is fewer signups, that could be stickier customers. But the thing is, in this situation, I do believe they will be sticky because we have their website on lock, right? Like if they're switching their website over to us, then they're going to pay us regardless because a website is a necessity to a business. That's what I'm assuming, right? So Alex Hormozi is giving some pretty good sauce here, but I might have to, disagree with some stuff. I mean, I think he's right all in all. I mean, he's smarter than me and richer than I am. But I just think that for this specific video, I do want to keep it a little bit lower friction. We're not thinking very long term at the moment. We're just wanting to get a client as soon as possible. And we could probably upsell him later on. So what is the outcome I'm offering to the company?
2,000 years later.
So this is the outcome that we're going to promise. We're going to basically promise 10 plus qualified inbound plumbing calls in 30 days from a 24-hour emergency lead site. Okay. And we can obviously tweak this a little bit, but we're going to promise basically qualified calls. What qualified means is in the service area, real plumbing intent, 60-second call or booked appointment, install call tracking plus form tracking on day 1. Okay, that's pretty good. Offer stack that supports the outcome, 24-hour launch. We spin up a one-screen tap to call emergency page, send a live preview. That's pretty good. $197 a month continuity, setup fee waived with a 12-month commitment. Upsell AI chat plus missed call text back to convert more after-hour calls. That's pretty cool. So this is going to require some thinking here, but I think we have the offer right here. So the offer is going to be something along the lines of this right here. So we get you 10 plus qualified inbound plumbing leads in 30 days from a 24-hour emergency lead site, or we keep working for free until you do. So I think what we should do is also have like some problem. So when we reach out, we could basically say something, something that's problematic with their website. So basically the outcome is, this is what, what the outcome is. And we're going to say no setup fees, no agency retainers, or running paid ads or something like that. So we have a general offer here. Okay. Again, we're spitballing. This will get better. Now I want to create a landing page using AI. All right, so let's move on to, number 2, making a landing page using ACQAI plus GPT. And also, I totally forgot to actually have the timer. So let me actually start the timer. I'll be honest and say the offer creation probably took me like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna quickly start a stopwatch, okay? And that's going to count, everything. So we're gonna add 30 minutes to it at the end. But yeah, so we're probably gonna launch emails starting, I might do it today, maybe tomorrow, and just have them running and just put a bunch of leads in there. But so right now, I just want to get into the landing page. Like, let me make the website for the company that we started. We don't even have a name for this company yet, okay? I don't even know what to call it right now. Maybe we can call it something. Let me just quickly think of a name or something. I don't know. We can barely think as a society now with GPT running our life, okay? I'm starting a company to make websites for home service companies. What should I name the website? I don't freaking know, but let's just see what ChatGPT gives me. I don't really like any of these names, to be honest. I like no-cost websites. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Maybe that's freaking dumb, but I was going to say the other one. But no-cost websites. All right. I think this is pretty cool. NoCostWebsites.com. Maybe that we'll try that. We'll see if that's available for us. And let me just quickly see on GoDaddy.com if that's even available. NoCostWebsites.com. Jeez, no cost. It's $1,500. Okay, we don't want to do that. NoCostWebsite.com. Okay, NoCostWebsite.co. All right, exact match, 1 cent for the first year, nocostwebsite.co. All right, so pretty good. So right now, we have the name, okay, and we're gonna create the landing page using Go High Level, and we're gonna make it something very simple. So we're gonna create a headline, right, a sub-headline, okay. VSL, I don't really even think that we need it, but we'll create a very short one. Maybe we'll just do this. We'll say maybe for this. Okay, because I don't even think we'll need one. Maybe it'll just be like a normal website. Yeah, maybe it'll just be like a normal website, but we'll just put maybe here. And yeah, so we'll just get started on this right away. We're going to go to Go High Level. You can create an account, do all that shebang. That's all up to you. But I'm going to create the one that I have right now. Maybe if I go to sub accounts, maybe I can create a sub account. Maybe I don't even have time for that. But either way, I'm just going to go straight into creating a website. So I'm going to go to Go High Level. I'm going to go to sites here. I'm going to create new funnel, and then I'm going to put AI or funnel AI or whatever, and then I'm going to put no code websites, select industry, home or agency or something like that, or website designer, sure. So we're going to go here. I'm looking for a funnel for my website designer business to generate more, sell products and services. A content should feel professional. Generate. Let's just see what Go High Level comes up with. I'm hoping this is going to be really good. So let's see what it comes up with. Almost done. All right, we just got the page. Hopefully it looks pretty nice. Please be nice so we don't have to do that much work. Okay, let me just make myself smaller here. Build your dream website today. No coding needed. All right. So I think what I'm going to do here is probably, I don't really like it, to be honest. I'm looking for a very simple kind of website design, much simpler than this. So let me go back. Again, like I said, man, I didn't plan any of this. I'm completely spitballing here. So I think that's what makes the video really good and genuine. It's just like, all right, like I didn't actually plan all of this stuff out. You know what I mean? So let me do new funnel. Let me go from template, continue. Okay, I need something that has like a very clear proposition. Oh yeah, like this. Yeah, life coach, whatever that means. Life coach. But you know, shout out to Neuro Knowledge. If you don't know who that is, I mean, dude, that dude is a legend. That dude is talking crazy, but he's a legend. Okay, well, ignore this. I think this stuff is all broken. But actually, whoever's editing this, please remove that, please. I don't know what website I just went. Okay, from templates, I clicked that coaching one, continue. All right, so let's see if it added it. Inframail LLC, sites. Okay. Okay, so I guess it was this one, life coach. So let me rename this so I don't get confused. Edit. Okay, so we're gonna call this, well, actually I should probably change the name of it, but does it even really matter? Like, who cares? Who cares? We're just trying to make money right now. We're just trying to make money as fast as freaking possible. All right? And then watch this, guys. We're gonna go to freaking ChatGPT real quick. We're gonna print a logo real quick, okay? Give me a logo for no code, no cost websites. Hey, perfect. No cost websites. Great, man. Love it. Love it. Love it. I just don't care. All right. So now we're going to go to image, upload, desktop, that one. Perfect. Great. Now we got to fix that a little bit though. Maybe 60 or something. All right, great. 50 maybe to make it not look really weird. Great. That's awesome. Dude, guys, we're making some progress right now. You guys gotta admit, okay? For home service based businesses, attention, home service businesses. What can we say that's pretty dope here? Think, Caduce, think. Let's go to ACQ real quick. If I had a headline on a landing page, what would you put based on this offer? Alex Hormozi is probably going to come up with something much better. Let's see. So I'm tinkering with this. I could see that he says get 10 emergency calls in 30 days from a 24-hour emergency lead site. So an outcome first hook, structure the call out. So basically, turning all these people that land on the page into calls, essentially. And then the bottom would basically, like near the CTA, would say something along the lines of, if you don't get 10 plus qualified calls in 30 days, we work for free until you do. And I also don't get this whole emergency calls thing. I kind of want to dive into what he means exactly by that. But so far, get 10 plus emergency calls in 30 days from a 24-hour emergency lead site, or we work for free until you do. Just cover website hosting costs, no setup fees, agency retainers, spending money on paid ads, or pay per lead. Just get real high intent leads to find and opt in as fast as possible and get them in real time with AI. I'm going to say and nurture them with AI instead of get them in real time with AI. That doesn't really make sense. But here I'm going to put, I don't even know how to, wait, let me see. I'm trying to actually change the actual value of what's on the button. Okay, so text, get my free page now. I'm going to make this for like fat as hell. Okay, cool. And then we're going to create, what I'll actually do is, because I really don't want to work on all of this like stuff, is that I'm just going to delete this. Yeah, I'm going to delete all this stuff. Maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. But for the most part, I just don't want to have like a lot of stuff like going on. I just want them to just, basically not scroll through and potentially lose them. I want to make it as simple as possible. So I'm just going to delete all of this stuff here. Delete, 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 as Elon Musk has mentioned before. You delete things until, you find that everything works with what you deleted, and then you're good. You didn't need all the other stuff anyway. So let's just see text. So I'm gonna make the bottom part of what Alex Hormozi said the CTA here. So if you don't get 10 qualified calls in 30 days, we work for free until you do. That's pretty good. So I'm going to lower this a little bit, make it smaller. Okay, and then, or maybe, yeah, I just put it the same way. Okay, and then bold this. Okay. And then, again, I don't really care too much about the site. I just want it to be something as quick as possible. That's basically what we're trying to do here. So it honestly seems good enough to me, I'll be honest with you. And I also don't even really want to include a video. I just want to sell the service, right? Attention home service businesses get 10 plus emergency calls in 30 days from a 24-hour emergency lead site, or we work for free until you do. Just cover website hosting costs, no setup fees, agency retainers, spending money on paid ads or pay per lead. Get real high intent leads to find and opt in as fast as possible and nurture them with AI. Get my free page now. I think this is pretty good enough. I don't really want to work on it too much. Again, I want to get straight into outreach. This stuff we can work on later, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter too much. So let's preview it really quick. There we go. No cost websites, 10 plus emergency calls in 30 days from 24-hour emergency lead site, or we work for free until you do. Seems pretty good to me. So we're going to purchase a domain really quickly and just set up everything, within Go High Level, so we can have that no cost websites.co or whatever to just, work. So we'll just put no cost website.co, search. I feel like we're getting finessed here because we have to pay $22 here and then 1 cent on GoDaddy. So it makes me kind of want to use GoDaddy. And it also is kind of weird as a man to say GoDaddy. Well, I guess it's about the same price. It's $17 or whatever for the first year. And then, the .us, blah, blah. It's all right, maybe I should probably go with this one, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's $20 and then with tax and all that stuff. I might as well just buy it on here. So I'm just going to click buy, or let me just actually see the .co one real quick. No cost website.co. It's $30. All right, whatever. $7 difference makes it very seamless here. I agree to the terms and conditions, pay $30. All right, let's see how this goes. Okay, cool. So now no cost website is going to run that page. And yeah, so nocostwebsite.co or whatever we bought. Yeah, nocostwebsite.co. We're basically going to, wait until this propagates. Basically, it's just going to make sure that the domain and the page that we just created is linked. So the page that we just created is this. So instead of it being app.gohighlevel.com, it's going to be nocostwebsite.co. You could just go there and check it out. And I actually didn't even link this to anything. So what I think I should do is probably go back to the site real quick and then just link that site. And again, guys, I could probably be doing a lot of things. Well, I could miss some things and do some things wrong, right? So we want to make sure that, the whole goal is to just get up and running as quick as possible and not just, wait around for random stuff to happen. So I'm just going to quickly edit this and make sure that that button goes to a Calendly link or something. And we're going to be very, very simple about that. So I'm going to take this button and link it. So link to a website URL, and then I'm just going to include a Calendly link. So Calendly is basically, you can use Google Meets for this or a Google Meet schedule or whatever. I use Calendly. So I'm just going to put a random link here for now, but it's pretty like easy, right? We could just create one. We'll just put like one-on-one, and then, just create one, and then you go Zoom or whatever, or in person or blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously we want to do Zoom. We're going to be available 8 to 5. We're going to add the custom times or whatever. So we're going to make sure that we're basically specific on this, and we're going to make it available all the time. So we're going to make it available here, we'll just say from 9 a.m. to 5, whatever. Make sure that all of these are the same. Okay, so everything is 9 to 5. We're going to make it on Eastern because I'm in New York. So that's going to be Eastern time for me. Create. And the cool thing is wherever someone schedules from, it'll basically just, go based on their time zone, which is very, very good. And they could schedule within a 2-hour notice. We'll make it something like that. Schedule within 2 hours at the latest, or at the earliest, whatever. And then we want to make sure that everything is good here. 30-minute Zoom call. Maybe we could even make it 15 minutes so they don't feel like they're freaking wasting so much time. And yeah, I mean, we also want to add the logo maybe to the Calendly thing. So let me just do that. All right, so it seems like we're good to go. I mean, it doesn't seem like, so if I hit, the new meeting, actually, I also want to change this. Get free website, get free emergency lead site now. Boom. Just like that. And guys, again, I'm trying to do this in record time. This is still pretty difficult for me. Like, I'm not going to lie and sit here. This is like super easy. I know what softwares to use and things like that. I'm not scatterbrained when it comes to that, but I'm like scatterbrained when it comes to like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if people are going to want this or whatever. So we're really doing things on the fly here. And I hope you guys appreciate that. So we're going to go here to go high level, enter the website, and we're going to, we could open it on a new tab. Really doesn't matter. We're going to publish this. Well, actually, before we publish it, we should connect a domain and see if we have that domain in there. We don't have a domain so far, but we should just publish this just in case for now. We'll come back to this later and connect a domain. Let me see real quick. Let me see if our website domain is ready. I feel like I bought the domain or whatever. I think we can honestly connect this later, but let's just say manage connected product, connect. Let me see, nocostwebsite.co. Okay, boom. Setting up all my stuff now. Add records. I actually have to, technically I don't know why it's making me add records. I've never actually bought a domain from Go High Level, but it should just automatically connect because it has the website that I just built and the domain. So maybe I'm just retarded, but honestly, I want to come back to this because basically all we have left to do here is connect domain to the landing page, right? And fix Calendly logo, which is irrelevant at the moment. Let's just go on to setting up our cold email outreach system. How to set up 1,000 emails a day that land in the inbox. So there's only a few ways that you can acquire clients. It's through warm outreach, which I said I wouldn't do because I don't want to use my existing brand and existing business to get business for this new business, right? And the second way is cold outreach. That's the way that we're going to do. Third is paid ads. A lot of people when they start a business don't have enough money for paid ads, and it is a complex system to run end to end, and you really have to be well versed in business to even do that. The fourth is content, which a lot of people don't even like being in front of the camera, and making content takes a lot of time, just like this one. It was a well thought out video. It has to be edited, and I have to think of the idea and whatever, right? And I don't even know if it's going to perform well, right? So number 3 is I want to use cold outreach. So we got that covered. So we're going to cross out paid ads, content, warm outreach. We just want to go straight into cold outreach. Now, with cold outreach, I could use a plethora of different platforms. I can use Instagram, okay? And I don't want to cross stuff out, but we're going to cross that out later. But Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and cold emails, right? And that's basically it, right? For the most part. And yeah, I mean, with Instagram, yeah, sure, I could use it. LinkedIn, sure. Facebook, Twitter, all these things. But the reason I tend to not like them as much, it's because that, number one, your account can only send so many, outreach on each platform. They actually don't like it when you do that. They don't want you to spam their users, right? And on Instagram, everything is very manual. So if I want to reach out to 50, 100, 150 people, I have to just go through and do it manually on my phone like this and blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of annoying, right? And by the way, we're 42 minutes in, okay? Well, actually, you could say an hour in so far, and we're already on number 3, okay? So yeah, with LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all these, I've tried all of them. What ends up happening is that you end up getting blocked after a while, and it's a very manual process. Also pretty hard to find home service people that are checking, their Instagram. They're not really Instagram guys, you know what I mean? Or gals. But yeah, I mean, generally that's what it is. Cold email is by far the best way in my opinion because everything is automated, okay? It's affordable, okay? And it's like virtually door knocking, 1,000 doors a day, right? And I'll show you the economics behind this, right? If I send 1,000 emails, okay? And I get, let's just say, 10 people to reply. So that's a 1% reply rate. 10 people reply, okay? And then out of 10, let's just say like 7 of them are like, I don't want this. Let's say 3 interested people. That will get me, let's say 1 call, right? 1 call. So if I send 1,000 emails per day, right? I should virtually be booking around 5 calls a week. But the idea is that we make the email super, super good and we try to get this number up to 2 calls or 3 calls and hopefully get more than these, 3 interested replies. But again, the idea is pretty much the same, right? This is much easier to do because it takes, a pretty large amount of volume, more than you would think, to sign a client. So that's why even 1,000 a day is on the low end. I think even doing like 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 a day is really good. But anyways, this is the metrics I want to go based out of, right? And this is the thing. You can't just use one email account and send, 1,000 emails a day. What ends up happening is you're going to land in spam. And just to prove that cold email works, this is how we scaled to 79K a month last year. And we did it in 16 months. And you could see, look, we used cold email, cold outbound in general. And February, we had 1454 in MRR. March, 6K in MRR. April, 9.5K in MRR. So we hit about 10K revenue on the 3rd month. And then in May, 16K, we almost doubled. June, 29K, we doubled again. And July, 35-ish K, and then we just kept growing, more and more from there. So this stuff works. I can guarantee you that it works because I've done it. And this is exactly what the setup looks like. I'm going to show you really quickly. So remember that domain that we bought, which was the no-code website domain. That's going to be your main domain here. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy many domains, let's say, 10, 20 domains, and we're going to set up a bunch of email accounts under each domain. And each email account is going to send about 20 emails. So this one's going to send 20, this one's going to send 20, this one's going to send 20. So per domain, you're going to send about 60 emails a day, right? And using that logic, you need like 17 domains for 1,000 emails a day, right? Because that's 17 times 60. You're going to get about 1,000 emails a day, okay? So that's a pretty good metric to hit. And we're going to plug all of this into a sending software. And what that's going to allow us to do is I don't have to actually log into each of these email accounts. I'm just going to one click buy these domains, one click set up these email accounts, plug it into the sending software, upload all the leads in there. And then there's something called email warmup. So email warmup technically takes 14 days. And what this does is it makes it look like all of these emails are being used by someone. And therefore Google and all these email accounts won't, email providers won't block you. And then from that point forward, after the 14-day period, you can send emails, you start generating sales calls. It's pretty simple. You don't really do anything within those 14 days except wait, which kind of sucks. But luckily for you, in this video, I've already set them up. I've already fast forwarded this 14-day process and I have these accounts. These accounts have been warming up for some time. And I've bought, using this website here called Inframail. And I'm going to walk you through this process. And I've also used and diversified with a different provider with some Google inboxes. But essentially, this is the website here, okay? And full transparency, this is my company. This is actually the SaaS company I was talking about in the beginning. We allow people to send cold emails for a very affordable rate. And just to give you a very simple comparison, Inframail is very, very affordable. Okay, if you use something like Google and Outlook, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Just, setting up 60 inboxes with Google is going to cost you $360 per month. And with Microsoft, it's going to cost you about the same, if not a little bit more. With us, it costs $99 per month for unlimited inboxes. So even if you have 60 or 100 or 200 or 300, you could send up to literally like 4,000 emails a day. And all you have to really purchase is the extra domains. But we cover all the email provisioning and those costs, right? So I'm going to log in and I'm going to create an account. I already have an account, and I'm going to set up domains pretty quickly here. So I'm going to subscribe to the unlimited plan. It's going to let me set up all of my email inboxes. I can send up to 180,000 emails per month. It's a pretty damn good deal. I'm going to just pay with my card here. So I just got this. And then as you can see right here, we offer an email deliverability dashboard, which, I want to make sure that my emails are landing in the inbox. This is not necessary, right? This is not very necessary, but I do recommend it over a long period of time for sure. It's only $12.41 a month. So I'm just going to click get it. I mean, it's an additional $12.41. Usually we sell it at $5.99 a year. It is billed annually, but very, very useful nonetheless. And then I'm going to create my profile. This is going to be my first and last name. I'm going to use my address here, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm going to go straight into buying domains. So I just want to set up the domains that I need off of the no cost website, right? And then we're going to generate based off of this 5 domains. So pretty simple. And like I mentioned, this is a very easy process. It just came up with the 5 domains pretty quickly here. They cost about $16 for the year. And again, you're not going to find a more affordable option than this. I can guarantee you guys can go look or whatever, but I'm just showing you this because it's pretty awesome. Okay. So now I'm going to buy these domains just like that. So it's already registering my domains and stuff like that. If you did this with Google or Outlook or another provider, it's going to just take so much time that it's not worth it. You have to set up these things called SPF, DKIM, and DMARC, and all these different things which take so long to do. And you're at risk of messing it up, right? And you could pay someone to do it, but it's going to they're going to charge you probably like anywhere from $1,500, like $1,000, $1,500, all the way up to like $5K, depending on the kind of setup you want. This is completely free. Like, we offer the free automation. I hope you can find some value in this, little plug here, but this is what I'm using to do outreach. And I'm also diversifying with some Google as well, just for, that's just the best way to do cold email is to diversify. So if you do use Inframail, which is a really great platform that we built, you can also diversify with really anything else you want. And if you want to just use Inframail, that's okay too. So just like this, I'm adding the hosting, right? And then we have the SMTP relay. Okay, great. Adding all the stuff, all the boring stuff that we don't really care about. So now I'm going to come up with some type of password. And I'm just going to set this password, and it's just going to be a password for the email accounts. And you can put any password here, completely fine, and it will work. You're good to go. We automate everything, after this. I mean, everything's really automated. You're just inputting little small things in. All right, boom, they're updating the name servers just like that, and we're done here. This could take a little bit of time in the very first time you do it, just because, we're creating and provisioning everything. So after this, it's like way faster, like 80, 90% faster. So we're going to send with Instantly. That's going to be the automatic sending platform that we use. So we're going to just, just plug these inboxes in, and then they'll take care of the warm up and just using, their algorithm to send 20 emails from each little inbox. It'll be super, super easy. And then we're going to add the DMARC, all automated here. Boom, just like that. Very, very easy. So now we're going to generate the inboxes. So we're going to let's just put 5 inboxes per domain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to put my sender name just like that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then the email ID, I'm going to put my name, and then put Kadus.m, and then Kadus.mahtme. That'll be great. And then I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to just generate passwords for all of these, and then create the inboxes. It was just that easy. We literally just created, how many was that? 5 times 5, 25 inboxes, just like that, in like one click, which is insane. So now you can add forwarders to each inbox. So what that does is that when a reply comes in, it'll go to a main inbox that you check, because we obviously don't want to check like 20 inboxes. So I'm just going to skip this because Instantly already has a built-in main inbox where all the emails will come through. So we don't really need this. And then I'm also going to redirect. So I'm going to redirect all of these to the no-code-website.co domain that we bought. And what that will do is that it will make it so every time someone, let's say, searches no-cost-website-pro.com, they're going to land on a, basically nothing, because I configured all of the landing page stuff on no-code-website.co. So we want to make sure that all of them go to that landing page that you just saw me make, and then we'll be good to go. So we have no-cost-website.co. Oh, yeah, that's what okay, no-cost-website.co. I almost messed that up. So duplicate, and then, yeah, I mean, we should be good here. Yeah. And just make sure to add the HTTPS semicolon -- website, no-cost-website.go. And then you want to also just make sure that it works. Right now, we don't have it configured to the landing page quite yet, but I'm going to do that really quickly once we set up everything in Instantly. And I'll go quickly just do that because I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible. So we're going to set this. Now we're good to go on this, which is pretty awesome. Would you like to turn on warm up automatically? Yes. How many warm up emails do you want to start with? We'll just start with 5 or 10, doesn't really matter. And then we're going to download the CSV. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bulk import this whole CSV. So what I'm going to do is I already have a bunch of email accounts like I told you. That's just for the video's sake. So I have all these domains and everything configured. I'm going to go to add new, and then I'm going to go to any provider, and then I'm going to bulk import from CSV, instantly bulk import, boom, just like that. And then it's going to basically connect everything. And once it's all connected, it's going to be good to go. So yeah, I'm just going to put upload all, connecting account, enabling the warm up. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I love how I don't really have to do much. So, if you want, 100 accounts, 200 accounts, 300 accounts, it's super worth it. And you guys got to put the value into perspective, right? You pay $100 a month. I mean, if you're not going to invest $100 a month, sorry to say, man, you shouldn't even be starting a business, because you got to invest something to make things faster for you, right? So if you spend $100 a month, let's just say, you're paying for the year $1,200, right? If you sign one client, you could really make your money back, right? 1 or 2 clients, you make your money back very, very quickly. So the cost to value ratio is pretty amazing here, right? The price to value ratio. So once we get all these, inboxes connected, I'll show you what that looks like. So now we're going to go back to the accounts, and then if I search them up, you'll see them. So if I put no cost, right? We have, all right, great. So we have, so we're going to have 15 emails. We should probably have a lot more. 1 second. Oh yeah, it's all still loading. 1 sec. Okay, I actually looked back at the video and I realized I only did 3 inboxes per domain. So I have 15 of these here. I don't have 25. All right, whatever. But either way, right, the good thing is we in totality have about 135 inboxes or something like that, right? And with Inframail, all of this would literally cost $99 a month. And if you had 135 with Google, right, it would be 135 times 6, it'd be 810, right? And even if you got it from a reseller or something like that, it would still be $400 a month, right? If it was $3 or whatever. So yeah, I mean, here, we have a bunch of inboxes. We set up everything. We're good to go. So let's just move on to the next thing, which is lead scraping. So we want to basically get all of the data on, these HVAC companies, plumbing, blah, blah, whatever. And, just basically reach out to those people. We need those emails of those people, or else we don't have, anyone to send emails to. So we want to definitely do that. We're going to do that step by step. So we're done with this so far for now, right? We basically created the infrastructure, which doesn't really take that much time, right? It doesn't really take that much time. So we're good to go on that. Let me cross this off. Now lead scraping, okay? So we're looking for home service businesses, okay? So we're looking for plumbers. I think what we had was HVAC, plumbers, and remodeling, stuff like that, right? So we're going to basically search for these businesses. So if you're looking for local businesses, Outscraper is a pretty good platform. We could also use something like Apollo and just look for really small businesses. So again, I'm spitballing here because again, this is like literally a completely new business. I'm just going to spitball, go with the flow, see what I can find on Apollo, see what I could find on Outscraper or whatever, and go from there. By the way, if you like the video so far, please like the video, subscribe, maybe share it with a friend if you find this to be valuable. Now, to be quite fair, I'm going to be honest and say that, you know, the thing is, I know that Apollo won't work for local business leads. Maybe a beginner probably wouldn't know that, right? Apollo is really great for data. It basically gets it from LinkedIn Sales Navigator and also a lot of other back-end, very large database companies that are actually much bigger than Apollo. But either way, Outscraper is a very, very good way to get local leads. And I actually have a course that's completely free, by the way. You don't have to pay any money. There's actually not even any opt-in required. Let me pull it up real quick. So if you go here, you can actually view the site. I'm going to link it in the description below so you can actually check it out. It's a free course on how to set up cold email and everything like that. And how to scrape unlimited leads is a module in there. There's also videos in every single module. And like for B2B leads and stuff like that, yeah, Find Email, Apollo, Lead Rocks, they're all pretty good. For e-com leads, store leads is pretty good. But we're looking for local leads, right? So we want basically like how we searched up for those Alabama businesses. We want to go use something like Outscraper. We could also use Clay, but I'm trying to be very careful and cautious when it comes to cost. So let's check out Outscraper. I know Outscraper is going to probably be the best option for us at the moment. So with Outscraper, you can basically get Google leads pretty quickly. And we'll pull up Clay as well, just in case, because I do also have Clay. And if you don't know what Clay is, it's a place to get data a little bit more advanced, I would say, if you are not a real advanced cold emailer that knows, cold emailer that knows what to do with data and stuff like that. Probably not the best thing to use, right? So I went on YouTube and I found this video actually by Eric Nowakowski, and I'm going to link this little Clay workbook that he has in there, and it basically shows you how to scrape local business leads at a very affordable rate. And I'm going to quickly implement this and show you how I'm doing it within Clay. I feel like that's the best way because I honestly haven't reached out to local leads in God knows how long, maybe more than 2.5 years. I mean, we've done it internally a couple of times, but I'm going to do it in a way that I think is the most efficient while I get you like really rich information, and might as well go all out on this video. So basically in Clay, we're going to scrape local businesses using something called serper.dev, and it's an API call that basically just scrapes Google for you. And we're going to basically follow what Eric says, because essentially everything he says, I'm following everything he says, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. So if you go to his video, which I'll leave a link in the description to the little Clay page, it's just a little workspace. You can, anyone can click on it, you just sign up and then you can use it. We have all these tabs here, and we're going to run an API, or we're going to need the API key for these little few columns here to actually scrape the data. And we're going to have a location for each of these. So basically the location is what is found on LinkedIn when you search, by city or whatever. So it kind of condenses that information and puts it all into one column here. So if I go into what we have, which is what he provides here, I'm just going to download this, okay? And then I'm going to just save it as a CSV or whatever. And yeah, list of all cities on LinkedIn, right? So we have that sheet, and then we're going to go to Clay, and we're going to just basically import this. And we are going to import from CSV, browse files. So we have a list of all the cities here on LinkedIn. So we're going to add it to the current table, and we're just going to put it at location, add to table, and then we're just going to save it. So we're good to go here. And then boom, boom, we're going to delete these rows. So just like that, we have that. We're going to put the business to search as plumber. That's it. We're good to go on that. And let me just delete these rows real quick. Delete 2 rows. Done. Okay, perfect. So now what we need is an API key. This is where it gets kind of boring, but we're just going to sign up. And yeah, once we sign up, we'll get this API key rolling. I'll show you how to input it. This seems like it's very like technically, I don't know, what is it called? Overwhelming, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So Eric says to basically use the Google Places search code or whatever. So we're just going to go with that. And I think we should be fine here. I just need to copy this API key over, and I can't show you my API key because then you could just run up my bill, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to quickly do this and show you what happens after. Okay, I'll show you guys where I'm at with this. So I got into Serper, and essentially what we're going to do is give Clay our API key. And what this will do is that Serper will allow us to scrape and crawl the internet for all of the local business data that we need. And essentially, we obviously don't want to do this manually. And when you use different crawlers, sometimes they have limits. Serper API is a very good one that is affordable. And also, your cost per lead will be like 0.002 or whatever. So far, I just basically pasted that thing like I showed you in Google Sheet. And then it has this input automatically from this location tab, business to search. I just put plumber, for example. And then if you go to edit column, we go into edit. And then I essentially just put the method as post. I put the endpoint, which is google.serper.dev/places, which is going to use the endpoint that uses places, Google Places, to extract this data instead of like Google Maps or Google whatever options that they have here, right? So if I go here, it has all of these different ones, right? Reviews, maps, places, videos. I chose places specifically, okay? And right here is pretty simple. I told it to input, grab the input location, right? So you're literally just gonna copy this exactly how you see it. And then the API keys right here. So you take your own API key on Serper, you go to API keys, you just copy it, and then you paste it right into there. And then you save. And then I can click run basically on this right now, like run the first 10 rows and see what we get from it. So I just got invalid, and I don't think I did anything wrong. I think it was just more like I need to get credits. So I'm just gonna try with like 50K credits, add my payment here, and then give me a second. So I just added my payment method, and I'm just gonna buy 50K credits and see. It's $50. Again, this is probably the most affordable that we can get. So far, we've only spent about $150 plus the domains, which is $82. Granted, I do have a lot more domains, but all in all, even if you really wanted to copy this setup, it'll cost you a few $100, maybe $300-400 at most. So we have $50 so far for the credits, and then we have $82.20 on the domains on 5 domains, and then $99 on the subscription, right? We haven't really spent much money on anything else. And, we could start with a very, a novice Clay plan, but I do think that's necessary for sure with this. But again, you're already all in, not too much, add it up on the screen for you guys. Editor, please do that. Okay, I guess one of the mistakes that I made is not putting quotations around the location thing or whatever. So let me see if this works. So I have both those quotations, save. Let me just run it again on 10 rows and see if that works. So I guess it worked. It says status code 200. And let me see what it's found so far. Okay, boys, so I actually made a mistake. So I recommend you copy it like this again, blur my API key. So you're going to want to use this endpoint, and then you're going to want to put this quotation marks, remember. Again, if you ever get stuck on any of this, you could just screenshot this, put this in ChatGPT, it'll tell you what to do. That's literally what I'm doing as well, when there's like these little errors that I'm getting. But yeah, you want to basically use these variables, right? So I put quotation marks, and then I put business to search. You put a little / business to search in, and then again, I put a little / location. Right? So once that happens, actually, let me just have it pop up again. So just like that location, I save this and I run this column again. So I'm going to run the first 10 rows and see if it works. Maybe it doesn't, but I think it worked for the first one. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so I ran it on the cells, and status code 200 is actually a good sign. So what that is now if I go to places, I can basically see the title of this company, the rating, the address, the link to their website, which is all information that I love. So now I want to see how many Serper API keys I use. So I had 52,400. Yeah, so I had around 52K. So I guess it didn't really use much. Let me check my Clay real quick. So my Clay seems to be the same as well. So yeah, I guess this is a good thing. I'm just going to run it for the first... I don't know. Let's see. I'm probably going to have to do this custom, but I want to run I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to show you guys what I found. I see. So basically we ran only 10 cells. So like, let me explain this really quickly because I got a little bit confused as well. So I ran the first, 11 rows or whatever. And when I go to the page 1 of the search, it found 88 companies. So what it's doing, right, is it actually searches per, city or whatever, right, like that location. And then it searches for a plumber in that area. So whatever shows up on the first page, if it's like 13, 14, 15 companies, then it will, compound. So like 15, let's say this one has 16, then 11, then 9, then 8, then 7, whatever. Then 88 show up, right? Which is pretty good. Pretty good right here. All right, so I'm still working on this. We're about 3 hours in. As you could see, 2 hours, 48 minutes. So not even 3 hours, and we basically have the data that we need. We're pretty close. I ran everything on this column right here. It's giving me status code 200. When I go to page 1 Google scrape, using the SERPer API key. And yeah, I have all these websites here. And if I go all the way down, let's see how many we have. We have 5,000, oh my gosh, this is like ongoing forever. Yeah, so 6,000 results. I think it's actually still running. Yeah, it's still running. So by the time we finish here, it's probably going to have God knows how many. I mean, it's probably going to be a lot. So let's just give it some time here. And it's going to take maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. But after this, we're going to enrich this data. We're going to use waterfall enrichment to basically get the name of the owner as well as the email and just clean up the data in general. So when we send the email, it's very casual. And, for example, when we email them, we don't want to say, hey, we can help Done Right Plumbing. We just want to say, hey, we can help Done Right, or we can help Snell, or we could help, Deals Plumbing, or, like something like that where it's a short version of it. We don't want to make it seem like a variable that we just replaced and it's, this automatic email. We want to make it seem like we wrote it, make it seem like it's authentic. You can do that with automation. So we're going to let this run, see how many results we get, and then we're going to go straight into enriching the data that we have. And again, this sheet is shout out to Eric Nowakowski that put this sheet out. I'm going to link it below. You really don't have to do much work here other than plug in a few of your API keys to enrich this data, verify the emails, yada, yada, yada. All the formulas and everything like that are basically done for you already because Eric did them for you, did it for me too. So just copy that and use Clay for all this stuff. It's really, really good. And it makes your campaigns run amazingly well. I generated a bit more than I should have, to be honest. It was like 19,000 leads here. I'm going to condense this down to only the companies that have a clear owner and a clear email of that owner. And then I'm basically just going to trash everything else because I don't really need it, especially for the purpose of this video.
Quick little break as I'm building that lead list. So we're 4 hours and 31 minutes in right now. I paused the time, but I wanted to quickly show you why I chose cold email as a channel. And it's pretty simple. Okay, you only have a few ways to acquire clients: cold email, paid ads, cold outreach using social media, content, and cold calling. And cold outreach, content, and cold calling is very cheap, as in it's basically free, right? But the thing is, it's not scalable. It's very, very hard to scale. You can only call so many people every day. You can only post so many pieces of content a day, and you can only send so many DMs a day before you get blocked. So it's a very simple reason for me to choose cold email. The cost is very low. It's very scalable because as you can see, we're about to hit thousands of plumbers right now. We're literally about to start getting clients by the end of this video. Paid ads, great, for scale, very, very easy to scale, extremely easy. But the problem is that the cost is very high. You're going to have to spend thousands of dollars. There's a large learning curve. Lead targeting is very high. The time and energy required is very low, but you're going to need to pay a lot of money, right? Thousands of dollars, a minimum of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 every single month. Cold email, on the other hand, costs a few $100, couple $100 a month, few $100 a month, right? Very scalable. Lead targeting is extremely high. I'm getting all the plumbers that I need, and the time and energy is very low. I just wanted to drop this in for you so you know why I'm choosing cold email. So we're still running on time. Okay, margin of error is probably 30 minutes. So we're 4 hours and 30 minutes in. Yeah, we're still under time. Again, this is literally starting a business from zero in under 12 hours. We're doing right now. And I put the Clay table and we have all of the emails in here and everything like that. So we scripted a bunch of these emails. We have a pretty good amount of leads, and I'm going to show you what we did here. And if you want to copy this Clay table, I'm going to share it with you in the link below. I cleaned up the previous one, so now it's basically going to take the domain, right, and you can use it with Clay. You literally just can take the link, you know, and put your leads in, and it will do all the work for you. You just have to literally click play and then connect some of the API keys. So it's going to pull the company owner, and as you can see, here's a company called raw company name with the website, domain. I want to find a prospect from this company who is either the owner of the business, a decision maker at this company, or an employee. Then return the prospect's full name. Just return the full name in simple letters without anything extra. If you can't find any prospect, keep it empty. So the cool thing is we've connected here Claygent, right, which is a web research tool. It's like an AI agent that scrapes information on the website and, you know, kind of goes to the website and sees what information it can find. And then we use a ChatGPT OpenAI model. You connect your, you know, your API key, you're good to go on that. Very simple. And then it's going to find the email based on the information that it just found. So you're going to connect your Prospeo account, and Prospeo is just an enrichment tool, so it'll find if that person has a valid email, and it'll go like on LinkedIn and, you know, however it does it, and get that email for you. Pretty simple there. You're just going to connect your API key. Very, very easy process, and then you're good to go. And then the next thing is it's going to validate that same email using debounce, which is pretty good. It's just going to take the input of the email, right, and it's going to validate it to make sure that we have to do that, because if we don't, then our emails are going to start bouncing, and then the inboxes and the domains that we set up would get ruined. So we definitely want to make sure that we don't do that. And then here we continue with the waterfall enrichment, where if it doesn't find a work email, we're just going to try to find an email address associated with the domain, which it tends not to find anyway. So, you know, kind of, you know, you don't really need this column in my opinion. And we go straight into the contact email, and then the contact email is pretty simple. Find an email associated with the website, and we use Claygent for this. So it'll scrape the website information and try to find like a info at whatever email, and then we're going to validate that same email just like how we did here, and then we're going to merge it. So we're going to basically, you know, make sure that whatever email shows up, you know, because sometimes it'll find the work email and, you know, not a contact email, or, you know, basically it's going to merge the email, the master email that I'm going to send to, right? So it's pretty simple and very, very easy. Okay, and then I'm going to pull the company owner's first name, and the reason why we do this is sometimes the work email will be like john@something.com, right? And we want to make sure that we pull John from that email, that first name, even if we find a different first name, you know, maybe on the internet or something like that, because that is what's valid. That's what I'm going to send to. I'm going to send to john@something.com. So here's the email. You could put, here's an email, merged work email that is associated with the company name, raw company name, and their website is the domain right there. Try to guess the first name and the person to whom this email belongs. If you can't find or are not confident, keep it empty. Strictly don't return anything except the first name. So pretty simple. You're going to just use your API key for this. You can use 4.1 nano because it's not, you know, you want to make sure that you're not using as many credits. So yeah, just like that, we're done. And I'm going to link this Clay table. I just cleaned it up, made it a little bit easier, and, you know, just made it a little bit easier to use. And yeah, you could just copy it, paste it into Clay, paste the leads in, how we just scraped them using Serper, and then you're good to go. So here we're basically good to go. I'm going to export some of this list right here, and then also from the cleaned up table. And all you're going to do is just go to actions, you're going to go to export, you're going to do download CSV, and then you're good to go. Your export's going to be processing, and then we're going to just dump this into Instantly, and I'm going to show you guys the email that we're going to write. So we have basically we finished the lead scraping right here. We can cancel that out. We're done doing that. We found the emails that we're going to email to, and then we have the plumbers that we chose, which is going to be done right here. We crossed that out, and then we were going to use Outscraper. We'll use the Serper API key. You could use Outscraper for this if you wanted to. Again, this is just for the sake of the video. You know, this is what I'm going to do. And we put the AI magic on the leads. We basically got all the valid emails, did the enrichment. So what we did here is we got the leads, made sure the lead was correct, found the emails, validated the emails. So we're good to go on that front, and we're done. So now we have all the data that we need to start putting this into Instantly, and we're going to write the email and put the leads in, and then we're good to go. Now I'm going to quickly pull up acq.ai. To write the copy to the email, we're going to use AI. It's going to be very, very easy. We're going to just write the email with AI, check it. You know, if there's any spam words and anything like that, we want to remove it so we can actually land in the inbox. You can't, you know, say certain words in the email, or else you're going to land in spam. So I'm going to go to acq.ai, which is basically chatting with Alex Hormozi, and see what Alex Hormozi says about the emergency calls business or thing that we're trying to do for plumbers right now. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, how I'm going to service these plumbers, but we're just going to see if we can talk to the market, talk to the plumbers, and if we can say what they want to hear. So this was our landing page: attention home service businesses. We're probably going to change this to attention plumbers. Get 10 plus emergency calls in 30 days from a 24-hour emergency lead site, or we work for free until you do. So I'm going to really quickly just paste this into ACQAI, because again, we don't really want to do that much work right now. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say, can you write me a cold email that I can send to plumbers based on this landing page copy I wrote? And then I'm gonna just put that, and then let's see what Alex Hormozi says. He probably has some good advice for us.
A few moments later.
So we got one strategy: results in advanced cold email with a permission CTA. So we can basically put subject, city, plumber, built your 24-hour emergency page. Hi, first name, noticed, one-line personal observation about their site. I built you a one-screen emergency lead site that makes calling you instant on mobile. We launch in 24 hours, get 10 plus qualified emergency calls in 30 days, just cover hosting, $197 a month, call tracking, missed call text back, want the preview link. If you like it, reply yes. So this is not a bad email whatsoever. I mean, I do want to make it shorter, and I don't want to put it in this format, and I also don't really want to personalize. I'm going to think of a way to personalize it based on what we have, but I mean, I think if I just say their company name, a shortened version of it, I think it's more than enough. What I'm thinking, although Alex Hormozi is giving some great advice, is that what I realize is, I know the CTA says if you like it, reply yes, and I'll ship it live in 24 hours. I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, this would assume that we already are going to build this site and all that stuff. Like, I don't actually know what I'm going to sell these plumbers. The whole point is to show you guys you can get a client. I just want to sign a client, preferably get paid, and then deliver after I get paid on this page. So what I want to do is I want to just say, hey, can I call you later today? Because at the end of the day, I imagine plumbers are not going to want to hop on a Zoom call or do anything like that. So what I could just do would be like, hey, can I call you in the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, and then I could just be like, hey, call them and be like, hey, we talked on the you responded to my email, whatever. So I think it's a pretty decent email. Let's see what we could do to work with it. I think also the AI didn't mention that our emergency lead site is going to be free, because we want to frame it in a way where you're only just paying to host the site, and that's basically it. And I think we could do some magic. So I went over to Inframail.io, and I'm going to use our cold email copywriter. I think it's a really, really good tool if you don't know what to write. So we have our original email here. So I could just take our original email, paste it into here. We're going to just say plumbers are our ideal ICP, because that's what we have in the list. The biggest result is, I believe Alex Hormozi said, 10 qualified emergency calls in 30 days. 10 qualified emergency calls in 30 days. That's a pretty cool offer. What pain point do you help them avoid? No paid ads. Lines of for sure, like no paid ads. You see the results in 30 days. We don't have a case study, so we can't really say anything about our case study yet. But we're gonna make this very short, and the offer's so good that we're not gonna even need to, because a lot of most people when they start, of course they don't have a case study. Like, you're not gonna have a case study, of course. So we don't even want to mention that. We just wanted to make the offer so good, because imagine if I said, hey, I'll get you the lead and then you pay me. That's a really good offer. So what do they avoid with us? They avoid missed emergency jobs, avoid ad spend, roulette, avoid agency retainers, avoid tech headaches. That's all pretty good stuff. I think, I could say something along the lines of like a leaky website. Let me see. So no paid ads is already a good one. No agency retainers is another good one. And avoid all tech headaches. I'm sure plumbers don't want to do any tech stuff. I think we can replace no agency retainers with no unqualified, no tire kickers. That's a better one. So no paid ads, no tire kickers, and avoid all tech headaches. And tech headaches. So we have our original email. Who's your ideal customer profile? Plumbers, 10 qualified emergency calls in 30 days. Paid ads, tire kickers, tech headaches. How long to get that result? 30 days. And then boom, let's generate the email. Let's see what it comes up with. Hi, first name. I understand the challenge of generating qualified emergency calls without the headache of paid ads or dealing with tire kickers. At Emergency Plum Solutions, we've helped plumbers like you secure 10 qualified emergency calls within just 30 days, no paid ads or tech headaches involved. Our proven strategy focuses on connecting you with customers in urgent need of your services. Mind if I send you a short video explaining how we can drive these results for your business? Now, this is a pretty good start, I will say, to the email. I mean, not a bad start. So we're iterating on this, and I'm going to try to make it as good as possible. But either way, let's get set up in our Instantly campaign. So the one thing that we need to do, I believe, next is, writing the email we're kind of already done with, okay? So I'm going to set up a campaign in Instantly, and Instantly is a platform where we uploaded all the inboxes in, if you remember. And yeah, pretty simple from here. So we're gonna go to campaigns. We're gonna add a new campaign. I'm gonna call it Plumbers Wop Wop. All right. So we're gonna call it that, and then we're gonna add the leads in, CSV upload, just like that. We have the scraped businesses, boom. One thing I actually forgot to do is make the company names like a shortened version. So I think I didn't do that, but let's see. So we have the company name, which I don't really need anyway, the website. We're going to import the phone number just because I do want the phone number in case someone replies. So phone, we have the name, so first name, and then the website, email, emails, perfect. So we're going to just put that as the email. And so now we have all the stuff that we need, and we're good to go. That's it. And it says we have 8,497 rows, which I'm sure that it's probably not going to, I don't even think that's how big our sheet was. Maybe it was. Well, actually it was. Yeah, it was. So we'll leave it there. We're going to verify the leads. It's 0.25 a row. So why not verify them? And I just got the error real quick. So if you have like phone for 2 of these categories, then it's going to give you an error. So so this will upload 3,500 contacts. We're good to go. So we're basically going to be hitting a ton of people, and we're going to have these emails launch tomorrow because today's Sunday. We're 5 hours and 25 minutes on the clock. Again, add another 30 minutes if you want, 6 hours, whatever. Let's start writing the email. So we got a few suggestions from Hormozi, and I mean, this one looks pretty good. We're going to basically put the final email in here, have Hormozi approve the final email. And I mean, we have that AI cold email copywriter that I used under our company, where you could see Inframail.io, and you can use that to write, your own copy and get a feel for it. I'll be honest and say the emails that you're going to get from the the AI cold email copywriter that we have is about a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. It could be a lot better if you, squeeze out, if you want to squeeze out, make it an 8 out of 10 email and 9 out of 10 email. You need to add your own little sauce to it, because AI is not going to be perfect every single time. I'm over here freaking in a crisis because I'm trying to figure out how to talk to plumbers. But anyways, I put hi first name. I saw you had a personalization on Google, which it brings the rating that they have on Google, and it puts it there. It says 3.8, 4.8, 4.5, whatever. I saw you had a whatever on Google, 4.8 on Google, and I couldn't submit a form for an emergency on your site. I built you a one-screen emergency lead site that makes calling you easy on mobile, and it doesn't cost anything. Number 1, get 10 plus qualified emergency calls in 30 days, or we work for free until you do. Just cover hosting for the site. That's it. We will also use AI to nurture leads that come through. May I call you later today? May I call your cell later today? That probably won't trigger any spam words. But let me see if this email, I'm going to use, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go and use Inframail's Inframail.io. I'm going to go to AI spam checker. I'm just going to paste the email in here, and it says medium. So yeah, there's some words in here like the emergency. I guess it wants me to take away emergency calls, stuff like that. So I'm going to remove that real quick. Our spam checker is honestly also in beta. I do want to use another one. I also recommend Mail Meteor. This I think is a really good one, especially because they have so much data on what is spam words and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna also run it through here. So as you can see, I just fixed it up a lot. They have way more context on the spam words, so very, very good there. And then I'm gonna paste it back into here. So yeah, that one doesn't seem right. So let me just save it again. I saw you had a 4.8 star rating on Google, and I couldn't submit my info for an emergency on your site for same day/next day service. I built you a one screen emergency lead site that makes calling you easy on mobile. We don't charge for it. Have 10 plus qualified emergency calls in 30 days. We also use AI to nurture leads that come through. May I ring your cell later? That's pretty good. And I think when I call and I say, hey, like, we already built you this site, I can send it over to you right now. Just can you cover the hosting costs for the website? And that is where we come in and kind of, can go on that, telling them, okay, like, you just need to host, and then, we're going to have all that AI stuff run through, blah, blah. And, the AI, the hosting, we could just say the hosting includes the AI to nurture the leads, the domain cost, everything like that. And you'll consistently get leads from it, and we won't charge you a thing. You know what I mean? Other than just hosting on the site. So I think that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I actually really like that. And also, one thing that you could do is, if you want to check if it's like very spammy or whatever, just check the deliverability score. So let's check the deliverability score. 100 out of 100, perfect. Yeah, spam score and everything is very low. Probability is 0 to 1 or whatever. So yeah, I mean, we're good to go. And I'm just gonna start blasting these emails. So one thing I use is a fallback. So I'm just going to quickly show you what I'm doing here. So quick question, first name. That's going to be like, hey, quick question, Chris, quick question, whatever. And if first name doesn't exist, it just won't put it there. It's just going to put quick question. I'm not going to put anything there. I mean, I could just technically leave it like quick question or whatever. Hi, first name, or I put hi there. So what ends up happening is, if it doesn't find a first name, it's just going to put hi there instead, which is fine. I saw you had a 4.8 star on Google, and I couldn't submit my info for an emergency on your site for same day/next day service. I built you a one screen emergency lead site that makes calling you easy on mobile. We don't charge for it. Have 10 plus qualified emergency calls in 30 days. We also use AI to nurture leads that come through. May I ring your cell later? So I think that's pretty good. And so here you could also see that I put a sending account first name as my my closer. So on the emails, if you guys notice, let me save this real quick and show you guys, right? All these email accounts have Sierra.B, Sierra.B, whatever right here, Sierra.A, I think is down here somewhere too as well. But the thing is, with these ones, if you click on each email account, you go to settings, it's Sierra, Bliss is the last name or whatever. But you have that name there, and it's a fake name. I use a girl's name to get more replies. Very simple. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, but I want to use Sierra as like the closer, because I don't want to be like Best Caduce, my name, and then they're gonna be like, oh, Sierra emailed me, but it's like Caduce in the closer. That doesn't really make sense. So instantly already has this built in for you, where if you go to the campaigns, you go to the sequences, you put sending account first name, and then now when I preview the email, it's gonna put Sierra, which is amazing. Okay, so when I go back to the leads here, basically everything is verified. Well, some of it is not verified, but it's completely fine. We have 4.1k people in here. So yeah, I mean, we're chilling. You had a 4.8 star rating, so let me just pull a random lead. So, hi Daniel, I saw you had a 5-star rating on Google, and I couldn't submit my info for an emergency on your site for same day/next day service. Notice how here, if I put but, I couldn't submit my info. Like, it kind of like, anytime you say but, it almost sounds like an oppression or like a negative thing, right? Like if I go, hey, I can't make it, like if someone invites you to something and you're like, hey, thanks for inviting me to your birthday, but you're like, it's like kind of uncomfortable, right? In this situation, I know the rating on Google could be like 3.5 stars, right? So I don't want to like negate them. I wrote a really lazy second email sequence here, hi first name, or hi, with the fallback. Either it's gonna be like, hi Chris, whatever. And then if it doesn't find a first name, it's gonna be, hi there, did you get my last email? Although it's not automated. And then you'll basically be chilling there. So we're going to save this, okay? Options. So yeah, we're gonna go here. We're gonna select all of the sending accounts that we have. Boom. So no cost website wizard.com. Perfect. So we have all of that. We have 129 more. So 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 34, 135 inboxes. Stop sending emails on reply. Enable open tracking. We're not going to enable open tracking. It actually ruins deliverability. Deliverability optimization. Send emails as text only, no HTML. It's already going to be like that anyway, because we're going to turn off open tracking. We're not going to include any links. If you include links, it's going to be very, very bad. Max number of emails to send per day for this campaign. We could just put 4,100. We have 130, I believe 130, yeah, whatever it was, 131 emails. So we're going to have 15 emails sending from each one. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be sending about 2,000 emails a day, I would say. So I'm just going to keep this one at 1,900 or 1,965. And then I'm going to prioritize new leads. Yeah, between emails, we could put like 7, 8 minutes, whatever it is. Or we could even put like 3, 6. Max new leads, I'm not going to put a limit on that. Prioritize reaching out to new leads over scheduled follow-up. So that's very important. So the algorithm here, I have 4,000 leads in here and I can only send to 2,000 emails a day. So if I have 4,000 leads, what's going to end up happening is Monday, I'm going to hit the first 2,000, Tuesday, I'm going to hit the second 2,000, and then I'll hit up all 4,000. I don't want to do the whole one email, then follow up, and then, hit the new leads on the third day, because at the end of the day, the one that's going to get the most responses and you're going to know if everything worked is by sending the first email. That's going to be the one that you can easily test, easily see. I'd rather get 10,000 new leads and send them one email rather than, 1,000 leads, sending them 10 emails with a 10 email follow-up sequence. You know what I mean? That doesn't really make sense. Or a 9 email follow-up sequence. My winning metric is reply rate. Pretty easy. Provider matching, in this case, we're going to enable it because I have some Inframail inboxes in here, some Google inboxes in here. So this is going to be perfect. Enable company reply stop. I mean, that doesn't really matter. Stop sending emails on auto reply. Stop on auto reply. We're not going to even stop on auto reply, whatever. Insert unsubscribe link. I'm not going to do that. Allow risky emails. Enable risky emails. Nope. And then we're going to be good. So we're going to save this. I understand what I'm doing. Oh, a short email gap may affect. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, for this we could be safe. I've tested it and seen that going below 5 minutes is completely fine. To me, but let's just better be safe than sorry. Whatever, right? Let's just do what they recommend. Schedule these to go from around we can make it like 9 a.m. Eastern time, which would be, I believe, Pacific Standard Time would be 6. So I think I kind of want to start a little bit later in the day, maybe like 11. Then that would be like 8 for Pacific. But this one doesn't really matter too much, honestly. I can start at like around 10 a.m. and it's completely fine. So we'll start at 10 a.m. We'll go to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. We're going to start sending. We're going to save sequences. We're going to make sure one more time if the preview is good. And then we're going to go here. Hi, Thomas. I saw you had a 4.4 star rating on Google and I couldn't submit my info for an emergency on your site for same day/next day service. I built you a one-screen emergency lead site that makes calling you easy on mobile. We don't charge for it. Have 10 plus qualified emergency calls in 30 days. We also use AI to nurture leads that come through. May I ring your cell later? That's perfect. So for now here, we're good writing the email I'm going to send using AI. We're basically good on that. We finished that. And tomorrow we're going to start sending the emails. We are 6 hours and 6 minutes in right now. So we're doing pretty good. We got 6 hours left to close a deal. I think we can do it. If we get, I imagine we get, let's say we even get 20 to 30 interested replies, right? What I'm hoping for this email, is that it gets a pretty good amount of replies. Maybe it gets like 50 to 100. But, like the really interested people, we get like 20, 30, 40 interested people. Tomorrow, you're going to see me call them live. And I'm going to basically hard close them and see if we can just close people on the phone. And I think it's going to be really, really good. You guys in a little bit. I'm going to stop the timer right now. We're at 6 hours and 7 minutes. I don't want to send emails on a Sunday, on an afternoon on a Sunday. So 6 hours and 7 minutes. Book it.
We're about to launch the email campaigns right now, and I haven't launched them yet. I'm trying to launch them in a few minutes here. But if you guys remember, our no cost website.co domain that has that landing page isn't connected yet, so let me connect that real quick. If you guys remember, that's the last thing that we needed to do up here. All we have left to do is here is connect the domain, and then we're going to launch the campaigns. So I'm going to go here. This was, I believe, what we worked on. It was August 27th, this life coach landing page template that we had. And then I'm going to open this up and I want to add the domain as quickly as possible. And all of these are going to redirect to no cost website. .co. So that's going to be like freaking perfect here. Let me go to edit, and then we're going to connect domain. Let's see if the domain pops up now. It still doesn't pop up, which is kind of annoying. Connect domain. Here, manage, connect. So I need these records right here. It's an A record and all this other bullshit. So I'm just going to save this quickly into my notes. So adding the records, I guess, finally worked. I guess it just takes a long time to propagate and all that stuff. So let me link it with my life coach funnel. I don't even know which life coach funnel it is, but we're just gonna take a gamble real quick and see which one. Hopefully it's one of these. So I do believe it is this one. So it's the funnel life coach offer. We're gonna link it to the offer page, and then that's all we need to do. Proceed to finish. And now we're about to launch these campaigns, and you guys are about to just see some magic that goes on. I mean, actually, I don't even know if this is gonna work. We really did ask Alex Hormozi for advice, so I hope this shit just goes well, you know? Okay, so I just finished everything. Let's just see the website one more time. So you can go visit the website right now, nocostwebsite.co, and yeah, get 10 emergency calls in 30 days from our 24-hour emergency lead site. And then if you click here, you just go straight into scheduling. And I unfortunately can't change the logo of my actual company, Inframail, because it just doesn't let you do that in Calendly. It counts it as one organization. But either way, let's start launching campaigns. I'm going to go to instantly. We already have everything in here, good to go. We have our leads. We're basically good on that. Our sequences also look good. Let me just look over these things, and then we'll go straight into the campaigns. Well, I'm praying that this works. It looks pretty good so far. So just for due diligence, I did add an A/B variation where it's just slightly shorter than the one that we have. I think that the first one will perform better. So let me just see if the second one, if I can like add a little bit of sauce to the second one. So I just added this where I said we don't charge for it, and it will send you 10 plus qualified emergency calls in 30 days, no tire kickers and no ad spend needed. I think this is pretty good to A/B test with, and then the second one is good to go. So we'll just start this campaign right now. So we're going to schedule it for 11 a.m. Eastern, which is about in 17 minutes. And then we have all of this stuff, like we're good to go on everything basically. And we're going to save everything. I'm going to look over everything to make sure everything is good, and then we'll launch. Can't lie, I am very nervous for these results, but I think it will be pretty dope. So right now the campaign is active. I'm going to go check the CRM and delete any replies that we have just to make sure this is a very clean slate. Alright guys, I'm going to be back with the results very shortly. We're going to launch these campaigns very soon. Email accounts are ready to fire off. And then as these send and we get replies coming in, I'll just show you guys. So it's all going to show up in this master inbox. And what this is all my email replies. We have 130 inboxes, more than 130 inboxes. They're all going to go to one place. And anyone that replies with not interested, I'm interested, call me, whatever, is going to be, in this one box, in this one, master inbox. So I don't have to check every single inbox, because who wants to do that? So let's just see how these results go. Hopefully this is some fire and this video turns out well, but we'll see. Yo, what's up guys? At this point, I don't know how this video is going to turn out, but last clip, I showed you guys the campaigns that we launched, and I was traveling for the past couple of days. I had to come to Vegas, see some family, help some friends with some business stuff. So the campaigns are doing well. I didn't get a chance to really be locked in and respond to everyone as quick as possible, but we do have some interested people. You could see, yes, please call me. We had this guy that was interested as well, and I gave him more information. And then this guy says, what are the total costs? So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to call them live, because that's much easier. It is a little bit nerve-wracking considering I don't know anything about plumbers or plumbing or anything like that, but I'm just going to call them, and essentially what the offer is going to be is we're going to do all of their SEO, build the site, and make it live at no cost. They just cover the domain and the hosting fees, and we're going to make it $197 a month, right? And it comes with a free domain, and we'll tell them, hey, you could just get all this stuff, and if you don't get 10 qualified calls in 30 days, we just give you a full refund. And then I think that's a really, really banger offer. Again, this is not a very practical, thing. I'm really just going on a whim here, and I'm trying to show you guys how easy it is to close clients with cold email and start your agency. I didn't do any research when I first started. We literally just are asking random questions to ACQ AI. I don't know how these calls are going to go. I'm going to call them right now, right? But if you do a little bit of research, a few days, 4 days, 5 days of research, or a week of research, that's more than enough time to be able to be good on these calls, to be perfect on these calls. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to call them right now. I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, let's get to calling the leads right now on the computer. I got some interested people here, and I'm going to start calling them right now. This person, Jack from Oahu or whatever, plumbing. So yeah, we're just gonna call them real quick, and I'm gonna do a little bit of brief research on his company, just so I'm not calling like kind of, looking stupid,
Quality assurance purposes. Hello, thank you for calling Hawaii Plumbing and Drain Cleaning Squad. This call will be recorded and monitored. I'm the AI assistant and I'm here to help. How can I assist you today?
Is there if I can talk to a representative?
Please hold while we transfer you to an assistant that can help you further. Hello, thank you for calling Hawaii Plumbing and Drain Cleaning Squad. This is Sabri. How can I assist you?
Hi, Sabri. Is Jack around?
No, Miss Jack is not available at the moment. He's not in the field. Is there anything I can help you with?
Absolutely. Do you have his number? Because we were in contact over on email. My assistant emailed him, and he was interested in us building a free lead site for him. So I was wondering if he was around, or you can give me maybe a number, by chance.
I don't have his direct phone number. I only have the email, which I believe that's the one you were communicating with him, which is the company@gmail.com. But if you would like, I can get the message over to him. That way he can call you back as soon as possible.
Yes, please. Just give him a message that said that he replied to my email, and I'm just calling him back. So just tell him I'm following up with him, and I'm getting back to him.
Okay. What's the company's name or?
It's called No Cost Websites.
No Cost Website. Okay. When's a good callback number?
You can call back at 702-505-2887.
Okay, understood. I'll go ahead and forward the message over. He should be following up with you here shortly. What's your name?
My name is Kay. Sierra is my assistant that emailed him.
Okay, understood. I'll let him know. Thank you very much, and thank you for calling Hawaii Plumbing and Drain Cleaning Squad.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
So we just got rejected. Hopefully we can close someone on here, but he did ask what are the total costs associated with this. Let me respond real quick. So this guy says what are the total costs. He's really pushing on this, and I can't get a hold of him. Unfortunately, he has a gatekeeper, which sucks. But, I mean, it is what it is. So just responded to his email. Then I'm going to call this guy. Hopefully he's like a solo person. Again, very nerve-wracking to call people, and I don't know anything. Like, I don't know shit about plumbing. But, again, we're getting interested replies. So even if this video doesn't, work the way that I wanted it to, it's whatever. On to the freaking next, man. I just got to get through this. Let's see how...
All Cool Heat Plumbing GC, may I have you?
Hello, how are you? What's your name?
All Cool Heat Plumbing General Contractor. How we can help you?
Oh, my name is Kay. My assistant emailed you earlier, Sierra. Do you recall that? Was that by mistake?
Okay, how we can help you? So,
Well, you were actually interested in a free emergency lead site, from my understanding.
okay, you the lady who said they can do some advertisement or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Sierra, my assistant, emailed you, and we were ready to get this site live for you in a few hours if you are open to it for your company.
Okay, go ahead.
And do you take emergency calls? Because we can only do do this for companies that do take emergency calls.
Okay, I sent you my website. Okay, look at the service we offer. We offer emergency services and regular services.
Okay, perfect. And everything on your site is up to date. You basically serve the Florida area, Apopka, Orlando, Mount Dora, etc.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And do you mind me asking just a few questions? It only takes a few minutes, and we can get your site live.
Okay.
And so how are you getting leads right now for your services?
We do SEO, Google Business. We do social media.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what we do.
Okay, and you do that yourself, or do you hire people for that?
I do it myself.
Okay, great. And how much are you spending, if you don't mind me asking, a range for all of your, pay-per-click and Google Ads?
Everything. We don't do pay-per-click. We just do, organic citation.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we're based on the social medias and the organic citation to the website. And to be honest, in Apopka City, we've been successful. We got a lot of gold, from this city.
Okay, great. And what's an average order for you when someone calls you guys out?
is what this had to be with the with your services.
Wait, say again?
Okay, what is it? I don't understand the question, so I don't mean any related to the services you offer.
No, I mean your average order value for your services when people call you out.
So what is the relation? Why you asking me that question?
So I can get you an ROI on 10 qualified calls. So if we get 10 qualified emergency calls for you, I wanted to get you an ROI calculator, basically that says, hey, this is what you could potentially get from our emergency lead site.
Okay. Yeah,
So
basically, it's the average we have is between 75 to 125 for service call.
okay, perfect.
That's the service fee.
Okay, 75 to 125.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And so, yeah, usually our emergency lead site, what we do right now, anyone that basically is in need of urgent plumbing services around that area, and I could zone that area of Apopka, Orlando, Mount Dora, etc., that you have on your website. And usually people, on average, get around 14 to 20 emergency calls a month through the site.
Okay.
And I understand that you said that you have your domain certifiedquality.org. And that's where that's where your main website is. We do need a different domain, just so we can, it's not associated with your main website. Is that all right with you?
Well, we have to go ahead and buy a new domain.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could be certified quality, certifiedqualitysite.com or something like that. Any name it doesn't really matter.
So you're talking about the landing page?
Well, just the domain, yeah, just that little domain.
Yeah, I understand, but the domain has to be hosted.
Exactly, and
that's what I say. We can add another page to the website. Or how that works. Tell me, how that works with you guys.
Yeah. So essentially, what we do, and by the way, I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay. Yeah, my name is Kay. So Daniel, what we do is we have our hosting platform already, and it automatically does SEO and AI nurturing. We don't charge anything for that. The only thing is the hosting fees itself for the site, the landing page, as you mentioned, which is not associated with your site right now. Does that make sense?
So, no, it doesn't make sense because basically, I don't see why I have to pay another domain to get citations. You have your own website, so you can link into us or work in. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, would you want it to be under a subdomain? The reason why we do this is because when you have your own SEO and your own ranking on Google for certifiedquality.org, right?
That's correct.
So because of that, we isolate what we do, so we don't mess with anything that you're doing, your SEO, everything like that. We just like to isolate it.
But we're talking about we can add a page, and on the website, with and that page, it can be insulated for another, for SEO or whatever. You can, every page you have to link in. You have to do the meta tags. You have to do, the description and whatever. And for example, I have a blog page, and every time I do a blog, we do, the SEO. We do the setting on the blog itself, like independent page. Link it to the website, or it's independent page. It's being ranked like that.
Correct. Yeah, understood. And you're saying to link it under your page. And what we want though is we want people to go to that specific page, and we don't want them to click anywhere else, because that's the only way that the conversion can happen at a maximum level.
Okay.
Because if someone lands on the page, imagine if someone lands on the page and then they see on the top home what we do, blogs, etc., they can click somewhere else.
They can click someone else?
Gotcha. Yeah, does that make sense?
Well, because I don't think so your website is going to be independent, SEO for each web page, because you mentioned you have a hosting web page, and from that point you do this SEO and you advertise, all the companies. That's what I understand. So maybe you have a backlink to those specific company, and people, when they go to you to your hosted website and they click on the whatever you have shown it there. I don't know if that works like that.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, because you're saying that you think that I'm backlinking all of the sites that we have all together.
No, not together, but you can do a backlink for independent. You can make a website with how many pages you want, and the bigger you make it, is more SEO, because Google is gonna recognize a lot of the content and citation, whatever, So, well, you just tell me, I am open to listen.
Yeah, no, I mean we work with a ton of companies right now, and the way that we do it is we isolate it. We have a new domain, different landing page, maximize the conversions, make sure nobody can click anywhere else.
The point is going to be a conflict, because you can have a different domain, you can have a different whatever, but if the number is going to be the same, Google is going to be confused. It's going to be, hey, that's the two websites with the same number. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
so, and then that's going to say, okay, I'm going to decrease my website because.
Guys, I tortured myself for this video. I'm done doing it. I was traveling. The video was hectic. I literally filmed this video a month ago. I'm closing it off right now and sending it to Jake. So shout out to Jake. But anyways, yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? These are the results of the cold email campaign. Cold email gets you killer results, right? If you are scaling your B2B marketing agency, or you're starting a B2B marketing agency, or you want to sell services, you're an SDR, whatever, cold email, doing it this specific way, is the best possible way to do it. I can guarantee you. We're getting killer results. If I go to the Unibox real quick and I want to show you, a bunch of people replied and they were interested, and it was a bunch of people I would like to talk more about this. And then we got Nick over here, sewer911.net. He says, you never called. He's literally chasing me down, give me a call. Info at American Professional, whatever. They also, good morning. Yes, I did get the email. Okay, this one wasn't really that interested. They thought I needed plumbing services. But this one, yeah, he actually followed up. Hello. He goes, basically just asking a bunch of questions about the setup and stuff like that. So again, a lot of interested replies. Dalen or whatever, this guy, super interested as well. Send more info. A bunch of people like Raul, and we can keep going for days, right? We can keep going for some time. Yeah, it was pretty good. We got a lot of no's as well, but that's the nature of cold email. And we got a lot of yeses, which is really good. Right here, you see, did you try, boom, this one, Timothy, all cool, heat plumbing, whatever, all these amazing replies that we got. So if you're not signing clients right now and you really want to sign clients, definitely try cold email. I have a free cold email crash course you can use down below in the link. No opt-in required. I don't need your email, phone number, whatever. Just check it out. It's a bunch of modules in there. It's only an hour and a half long. It's literally less than a movie, and you learn everything from A to Z about cold email. So I appreciate you watching the video. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how this video turned out. It might have been not so good of a video, but nonetheless, anyone would like to see someone else getting tortured, right? It was pretty painful. A lot of cringe cold calling, just a lot of stuff I didn't really want to do, but I just had to do for this video. And stuff I haven't honestly, quite frankly, done in a long time. It took me back to a couple of years ago when I was doing cold outreach a lot more, and I didn't have any clients at all. So now the cold outreach we have is automated. A lot of the stuff that we do a lot of it comes inbound organically and things like that. So, but either way, it was great doing this video. I hope you guys get some inspiration on using cold email, and you can check out the cold email course down below. Like I said, if you want to sign up for instantly, you could use my link in the description. If you want to use Inframail to get your inboxes for a super affordable rate, you could also use my link down below. And I hope you like the video, comment, and peace out.